Jack Reacre, never go back. A small crowd of people is gathered outside a diner. The police arrive and find 4 men on the ground beaten up. An onlooker tells the cops that one man took them all on and beat them down within seconds. Sheriff Raymond Wood, Jason Douglas, and his deputy enter the diner to find Jack Reacre, Tom Cruise, sitting by the counter with some blood on his face. Wood cuffs Reacre and prepares to take him away until Reacre says that in 90 seconds, the phone will ring and Wood will be wearing the cuffs on his way to jail for kidnapping and selling undocumented immigrants on military soil. The phone rings and Wood answers, giving his name. Seconds later, military police cars pull up and arrest Wood. Later, Reacre speaks on the phone with Major Susan Turner, Cobie Smulders, who helped him capture Wood, as well as having aided him in other cases. They make arrangements to meet up at his old office during the week. Reacre arrives at the military HQ and finds Colonel Morgan, Holt McCallany, sitting by the desk, where Reacre was expecting to find Turner. Morgan informs Reacre that Turner has been arrested for possible espionage. Reacre speaks to Sergeant Leach, Madeline Horcher, to learn what sort of attorney he can find to help clear Turner's name. Reacre finds Colonel Moorcroft, Robert Caprini, and requests his help to get Turner out. Moorcroft refuses and then brings up a paternity suit filed against a military that claims that Reacre is the father to a daughter from a woman he used to know named Candace Dayton. Reacre leaves and tells Moorcroft to get back to him when he remembers what his uniform stands for. Moorcroft has a change of heart and gives Reacre a file on 2 soldiers, Sabelli, M. Serrano, and Merkovich, Nicole Barr, who were both murdered at close range in Afghanistan, and it is believed that Turner was involved in their deaths. From a distance, Reacre is being watched by a man known only as the Hunter, Patrick Heusinger. The Hunter finds Moorcroft in his home and brutally beats him for giving Reacre information. Reacre follows his supposed daughter Samantha, Danika Yarosh. After a while, Sam catches on and calls Reacre out for following her. He asks Sam if she is Candace's daughter. Sam thinks Reacre wants her mother due to the knowledge of Candace's previous job as a prostitute. Sam walks away from Reacre. Reacre returns to the HQ to find Morgan, a few officers, and a lawyer named Lieutenant Sullivan, Jessica Stroop, waiting for him. Reacre is accused of killing Moorcroft in his home. He is then taken into custody. When Reacre is detained, he spots some men arriving, knowing they're there to kill him and Turner. He makes Sullivan get him a sandwich and then escapes. He takes down an officer named Aldis Hodge, and takes his uniform before heading over to Turner's cell. Sure enough, the men are there to kill her. Reacre takes them all down and gets Turner out of there. They are both spotted and chased out by the officers. They make their getaway by stealing a police car. Reacre and Turner get Morgan in his house after realizing he's involved in the scheme. They get their information out of him and leave. Later, the Hunter shows up at Morgan's home and beats him to death with his phone since he knows Reacre's prints are on the phone. Reacre uncovers surveillance photos, including some of Sam. He contacts Leach and secretly asks her for help. She informs Reacre that Morgan was murdered and that Reacre's prints were on the phone. He and Turner go to Sam's foster home and find her foster parents have been murdered. Sam bursts out from under the kitchen sink with a knife in self-defense. Reacre and Turner calm her down and take her away. Reacre and Turner take Sam to a private school, Pembroke, for her protection, since Turner has a connection there. As Sam talks to some of the schoolgirls, she pulls out a phone, which she told Reacre and Turner that she left back at the house. The two pull her away and decide they need to get out of there, and they throw Sam's phone away to remain undetected. Reacre gets a call from Leach with information on a man named Daniel Prudhomme, a specialist in Afghanistan, that saw Sabelli and Merkovich get killed. Leach also mentions a company called Parasource, which is a private military firm. The three make plans to head to New Orleans to find Prudhomme. Sam gets out a credit card from a bag she stole from one of the schoolgirls so that they can buy their plane tickets. On the plane, Reacre spots 2 contractors from Parasource on the plane. He beats them unconscious and gets information off their phones. On the rest of the plane ride, Reacre pretends to sleep as he overhears Sam talking to Turner about who her father could be. In New Orleans, while riding a bus, Reacre comes clean to Sam that it's possible he's her father, and that's why she's being hunted along with him and Turner. She doesn't believe Reacre's claims until he mentions that Candace filed the paternity suit. Reacre and Turner find Prudhomme, Austin Hebert, in an abandoned building full of junkies after getting tipped off by Prudhomme's wife, who hasn't seen him in months. Turner interrogates Prudhomme, and he tells them what he knew about Sabelli and Merkovich's deaths, as well as what he knows on Parasource. Rieker and Turner get in touch with Espen and have him speak to Prudhomme to learn the truth. As Espen is escorting Prudhomme out, they are ambushed by assassins. Prudhomme is shot and killed, and Rieker jumps in to fight and kill the villains. Rieker also protects Espen, and they manage to get away. Rieker, Turner, and Espen meet up with other military officers at a base to confront General Harkness, Robert Knepper, the CEO of Parasource. Turner accuses him of selling arms to insurgents and that the cases he and his men are carrying contain these arms. They open the cases and uncover tons of opium, leading to Harkness's arrest. Moments later, Rieker gets a call from the hunter saying he is going after Sam after she called for room service and they bugged the hotel room's phone. Rieker and Turner race back to the hotel to save Sam. Sam sees the hunter and his goons going down the street during a Halloween parade, so she escapes the room. The villains chase her through the streets with Rieker and Turner try to catch up to them. They kill the hunter's goons before facing him on the roof. The hunter has Sam held at gunpoint and threatens to throw her off. Rieker drops his gun and kicks it to the hunter, leaving Sam with an opportunity to grab the hunter's gun out of his hand, as Turner taught her earlier. Rieker tackles the hunter off the roof. They fight a little while longer until Rieker breaks the hunter's neck and throws him off another ledge. With her name cleared, Turner is reinstated to her old position. She and Rieker promise to keep in touch and make dinner plans. Sam later finds Rieker in a diner. He is ready to find out whether or not she really is his daughter, but Sam determines that she's not, since Candace was serving Rieker coffee and the two of them did not recognize each other. Later, the two bid each other farewell. Sam tearfully hugs Rieker and slips a phone into his pocket. The film concludes with Rieker hitching for a ride down the road. He gets a text from the phone from Sam that asks, "Miss me yet?" He smiles and sticks his thumb out